by the way, if you eat any Pop-Tarts unfrosted, you're a serial killer. Nobody likes you. You need help. So
I have to edit this.
nah, leave it in. Leave it in.
What's up and welcome to our Usual Chatter podcast. This episode is going to be great because it's number 10 and we have somebody special joining us. So we're going to jump right into it. This person is a Florida native Christian hip hop artist. So let's get him out here. This guy is KEMVR.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Yeah, KEMVR.
Thank you for the intro.
Yes, no problem, man. I'm so excited that you're here today.
I'm glad to be here.
Are you glad to be here?
Of course.
Are you sure?
Yeah, especially because it's the second time.
I didn't want to say it, but you're right. So let's throw it back real quick. Before we hop into this episode, let me tell you the truth, guys. We actually shot this episode a couple weeks ago.
Facts.
And Nikki kind of messed up, yeah. So she didn't have the proper lighting, and so her focus on the camera was kind of going in and out. It was like, And so with that being said, we had to do this episode again. So this is round 2 with KEMVR. So welcome back.
I mean, I enjoyed the last conversation, so we're going to enjoy this one too.
It's going to be a good one.
We're really family, so we can talk all day.
It's going to be a good one. We're going to have a good conversation. So, how are you?
I'm good. Man, life is great. I mean, I'm a fiance. Artistry is going good. I mean, I can't complain, bro. God's been good.
That's good.
Legit.
I feel you. Same here. We got life's been going crazy for me. I'm not gonna lie, it has been. We got 2 jobs working, and then we got the podcast. So it's been crazy, but we push it through.
We maintain it.
We maintain it. We going through. We already got your name, so we'll say it again just to make sure everybody's got it.
Hey, it's KEMVR.
Yeah. So name, age, and then you said your marital status. So we're gonna say name, age, and favorite ice cream flavor. Let's change it up.
Name, age, favorite ice cream flavor. So KEMVR, 25, chocolate.
Chocolate?
No, cookies and cream.
I was going to say chocolate?
Yeah, cookies
really?
and cream. Yeah, cookies and cream is better.
Cookies and cream. You know, I can't eat chocolate.
Really?
Yeah. It messes up my stomach.
That's an unfortunate life.
Yeah, it really is. I'd be in the bathroom for like 30 minutes.
No, yeah. Chocolate is my thing, bro. Like, I don't know how I live without chocolate, bro.
I'm not going to lie, my friends who would watch this are going to be like, Nikki, but you eat chocolate all the time. I do, but then I pay for it later.
I'm not even like a crazy sweets person. I only eat sweets at a certain time. Like, I gotta have a big meal. I have to go out or something like that. So it's like, because I'm not a snacker or anything like that. Like, I don't even got snacks at the crib for real.
Really?
So yeah, like when I get to it, I get to it, bro.
So
like,
what's your go-to snack if you had one?
It'll be easier if I give it like a top 3. So
chocolate
chip cookies, chocolate chip cookies specifically from Costco, crack. Like, that's crack. That's my thing. Cinnamon Pop-Tarts is another one. That's up there for me. The frosted ones too. And by the way, if you eat any Pop-Tarts unfrosted, you're a serial killer. Nobody likes you. You need help. So
I have to edit this.
Nah, leave it in. Leave it in. I'm saying you're nuts. There's something wrong with you. Leave it in. Chocolate chip cookies, Pop-Tarts, cinnamon Pop-Tarts, and then I guess I like hot Cheetos.
Ooh, hot Cheetos are good.
But the jalapeno joints. Yes,
gas. I got a bag right over there.
Gas, bro. Yeah.
I literally picked up a bag today because I was like, these are fire. But you know what? My last guest got me into Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips. Have you ever heard of them?
I've heard of Miss Vicky's. I don't think I've had that barbecue chips. So I don't think
you gotta have Miss Vicky's jalapeno chips. I'm telling you, I took one. She was like, "Hey, try it." I was like, "Okay, let me try it." I took one. I about passed out. I said, "Jesus, Amen, Hallelujah, thank you for blessing my soul."
Hey, I might have just put me on.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna try it because I've seen Miss Vicky all the time.
But the thing is, though, you can't find it at like Publix. You gotta go to I found it at Walmart.
Word.
Yeah, you can't find it at like Publix, Target. You can't find it at Target. It's at like Walmart, the gas station. It's like
word. You gotta find it like
low key in the walls. Yeah.
You know whose chips are slept on?
Cool.
Jimmy John's. They got some fire chips.
Jimmy John's, really?
Yeah. You ever ate Jimmy John's?
I have. I had their meatball sub. Yes, meatball sub.
I don't think. No, they don't got meatballs. I think it's all cold cuts. Unless, yeah.
Wait,
it's all.
I'm thinking
You
of
thinking of
Jersey
Jersey Mike's? That's what you're thinking of. Okay.
Jersey Mike's.
Nah.
What'd you do this week?
This week, I went to Rally Rumble. Shout out to Church by the Glades.
Hey, I went there too.
I saw a dude get slammed at steel steps, so that's always fun.
You know, I always wonder, like, wrestling matches, like, people say it's not real, but, like, it's real pain.
I got super back into WWE, like, literally, like, last year.
Yeah.
But, like, growing up, I used to watch it all the time.
Uh-huh.
But I kind of stopped watching it because I was like, oh, this is fake. I found out it was fake. It's scripted.
Yeah.
That's the better word to use it. Like, not fake, because they, like, a lot of the stuff they do is, like, that they're doing to each other is real.
Yeah.
It's just, like, the beef isn't real. They know who's going to win.
Yeah.
Like, that kind of stuff, they know that. But, like, a lot of stuff, like, bro, getting thrown through that's a real table, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, how do they take that? Like, I never understood WWE. I never understood the
UFC, yeah.
I say UCF. Whatever.
UCF.
That's a school.
Back to what I was about to say. Where you go to college?
I've never understood, like, all those fighting stuff. Like, I'm like, why do you want to pay to get hurt?
No,
like,
you know what? I could never. I think I was literally talking to Steph about this the other day. I was like, bro, I could never, like, I couldn't be a fighter, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I like getting beat up or punched on generally is just doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
Even if I was like, even if you're good,
yeah.
you still got to take a couple shots, bro. So it's like, I don't know. But then again, like, bro, they make bread, bro. I played football in high school. I wasn't good. But I played football in high school. And, like, playing a sport to get hurt is not, like, I don't get it. Like, I'm just kind of like, yeah, I get it, the bread. But I don't get the part of, like, bruh, just getting hurt on a regular basis.
Concussions and, like, all that.
Like, bruh, just signing up for CTE. You got to be built like that. Like, some people like combat.
Yeah.
They like that. They like the adrenaline of it. They like the pain and all that stuff. So it's kind of, it's a weird thing, but I don't know.
Not me.
I don't know. Well, then again, I get adrenaline from jumping up and down on stage. That's not a lot of people think. They might think I'm nuts.
No, I feel that. I understand that. I used to be such a, like, energy crazy person on stage, especially, like, when I was in, I don't know, like, not even when I was in high school. I guess in high school, but, like, I used to be crazy on stage. Like, people used to I'm not trying to, like, I don't know. People, like, take this the wrong way. Like, I'm trying to be like, oh, I was, like, that person on stage, and people used to come up to me like, I love your energy. Like,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that in, like, I want to get prideful. There we go. Yeah. I'm not trying to say that in a prideful way, but, like, I used to be that person on stage, like, to have the energy. And something about it just, it made me feel good, just having that energy. I don't know where it comes from. Like, do you know where it comes from?
No,
like,
for me, it's a passion thing. I make it a point to, like, yo, if I don't look like I believe what I'm singing, or what I'm saying, then they're not gonna feel it. Part of performance is engagement, right? Like, because people don't understand, like, performance is a craft in itself. It's not just walking back and forth on stage and rapping or singing into a mic. I mean, that's part of it, but there's an element of, like, understanding how to control the crowd and let people feel the actual art. You know what I'm saying? And make it make sense. So, like, for me, that's part of how I do that. You know what I mean? Like, where people feel the actual energy, like, they feel the vibes I was trying to, portray with the song. I think people do this well too, even when they're not, like, maybe it's not like they're not energetic performers. There's, like, a lot of intimate performers that I like. For example, J. Cole, he's like a mix of both. Like, he have a little bit of energy, but he's mostly on the intimate side of stuff. Yeah. And he does it extremely well. Like, you're engaged the whole time. He gives you more of an experience, like, okay, this is an experience I can't get anywhere else except for on stage. So, like, that's what I try to create too. I don't want people to feel like, oh, I could have just, why did I buy tickets? I could have just listened to him at the crib.
That makes sense.
So I feel like naturally you're just passionate about what you do. Yeah. And it's like, it just shows up like that. Because I'll tell you right now, there's a lot of people make good music, but their performances, or you can't see it. It looks like, it almost looks like they didn't even write the song. Yeah. It's like somebody else made the song for them and they're just performing it. You know what I'm saying? Makes sense. So
for me, like, I always wondered why I did it. I know I did it for, like, God and stuff like that, for sure. But I always wondered why that energy came out of me when I came on stage. Like, I would just go crazy and, like, I would go nuts. I don't know what just happened, but, like, it felt like just God took over. Yeah. And it made me want to do it again. Like, it made me want to be that person on stage. Like, and when people would come up to me and be like, hey, I loved your energy on stage. I loved how you, like, performed and stuff like that. Right. It wasn't a performance, really. I didn't take it as a performance. I just took it as I was worshiping. Like, I was giving my all. or it just comes out of me. And this is not just for just at church, like just even
in different
playing
aspects of...
even just playing in general, like just when I get on stage, like I just have this energy to me. Now that like I'm hearing like you like speak on like why you do what you do with your energy, it makes sense. Like, is my passion there for it? Like,
yeah, I always bring everything back to like your why. How excellent, how much energy and time you put into stuff, it's usually tied to your why.
Yeah.
Right? Like my mom used to tell me all the time, you make time for things that you love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think it works the same way with the energy you give it, or the passion you give it, or how you go about it. 9 times out of 10, the people, like if you look at any famous artist, so 9 times out of 10, the people with bad performances are 9 times out of 10 they're doing it to get paid. You know what I'm saying? They're just doing it as a career, like, oh, this is how I pay bills. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, I'm gonna do all these tour dates because I have to, but I really don't care about it.
Yeah.
Or like, sometimes you can hear it in the music where it's like the people who don't experiment, they just do what everybody else is doing.
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, it's like, oh, this works, and I just want to make money, so I'm just gonna do what works already.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna experiment. Complex music doesn't always mean passion.
Yeah.
You have passion to be simple, but like, you can see the effort difference.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because like, for example, if there's simplicity in the music, a lot of times the complexity comes from the lyrics.
Yeah.
Or the delivery, or the vocal inflections, or
Yeah.
things like that. Same thing on stage. If it's not the stage setup or the stage design or whatever, sometimes it's just simply, how they're engaging the crowd, how they're moving from one song to another. Like, performance is my favorite part of being an artist. That's my bread and butter. I love performing. That's just my thing. It's such a good feeling watching the song impact people before your very eyes. You don't really get to do that in a lot of other aspects of music. You know what I mean? Like, because like, even like when people say, oh, they're listening to my music, or they heard my album and it's fire, that's great, and that's a great feeling because I'm appreciative of all that. But I wasn't there to experience it with you. You know what I'm saying? But when I get to do it live, I get to experience that moment with you. Coming from a Christian perspective, like I've had instances where, songs have impacted people in that moment, and they'll come to me and say, hey, this impacted me in this way. Like, I was thinking about harming myself, or whatever. I'm glad I came here tonight and I was able to feel this live, because they might have heard my song a million times, but seeing the passion, seeing it, like me really believing that, and really, speaking to that, sometimes that really activates what the song really has for that person. Sometimes, like, as believers, we kind of think, oh, we only got the mom and pop version of gifts, and all these celebrities got the mainstream versions or whatever. And my thing is, my heart is, what God gave you can take it to the utmost, whether it's a podcast, or you're a painter, or, what I'm saying, or even just in your job, bro. Like, you can make it to the top of corporate, because if you're doing it with God behind it, and you want to impact people, you can take it as far as you really want to go. Yeah, it's all about your passion and why.
Dang, that's good. Dang.
Yeah, you always ask me the good questions, so.
Yeah, you're spitting bars, boy. Okay. I was gonna ask you what got you into the music, but you pretty much answered that. So I mean,
well, what got me into music? It's actually a really silly story. I started music because so I was going to a church at the time, not the current one I went to, but the church I got baptized at and I grew up in. I had a couple homeboys at the church, and long story short, it was like freestyling, just fun stuff, like just like freestyling at a lunch table type vibes. And we were all freestyling, we were just having fun or whatever. And I don't remember whose idea it was, and I was shy. At the time, I've never rapped before in my life, never written a rap, none of that. So we were just having fun, whatever. And then we had an event for a church coming up, and they were like, yo, we should, we should rap at the church, whatever. We never even thought about Christian rap at the time. Like, we didn't know that was a thing. Yeah. So we're just like, yo, we should rap at the whatever the event was. And so it was like, cool. So we pitched it to our pastor, and he's old school. Super old school Jamaican pastor. So at first he was like, I don't know if that's right. You know what I'm saying?
That's okay.
Yeah. But long story short, he was like, all right, yeah, go ahead, whatever. I didn't perform with them. They wrote theirs, whatever. I wasn't confident enough. I was like, nah, I don't know if my Jones was good. But then they did it, and I remember just sitting in the
audience.
Yeah, and I was like,
should have done it.
Yeah, I should have done it, cause I love the energy. I love the energy, and it went kind of well. Damn. You know what I'm saying? And so we did it again. Our pastor asked us to do it again, and so this time I wrote my raps like the night before.
Okay.
And we did it or whatever, and it was fun, and everybody enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then over time, like I discovered Christian hip hop and things like that. So I kind of just started, working on more music with my homies. I would just write over beats, like other people's beats, like that was popular at the time.
Yeah.
And then like I'll never forget, like so majority of them, they moved on. Like some of them went to the military, all that stuff, moved away, whatever.
Yeah.
So it was just me and my other homeboy Ali. Shout out to Ali, I love you, brother. I remember we finally met somebody who had recording equipment. And so we recorded our first song.
Mm-hmm.
We were gassed up, bro. We was like, oh, we're on a song. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so I remember just having a conversation with him. I was like, man, we could do this seriously, bro. Like, we could actually like make some music.
Yeah.
And I didn't end up doing it seriously until like I turned 17. Around that time, I was probably like 12. You know what I'm saying? But after that, like, the passion was just always there, and then over time, like I just kept getting better and better. I was trash for a long time, but I got better and better, and then like here we are now. Now I'm like, bro, a nerd for this stuff. Like I'm super in love with music. I'm super passionate about it. So
who is somebody that inspires you in music?
Overall, like all time or currently?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
I would say overall.
Overall, so let me give you my top. I'll give you my top 5. So. I know it's controversial right now, but Kanye.
Okay.
Yeah, Kanye is like, I mean, he's a genius, bro. Like musically.
Okay, I'll say why you said that? Like
musically he's unreal. He's super. I mean, yeah. I don't think anybody can argue that musically he's a genius.
Musically, yes. I
now regular genius.
I don't know.
That's debatable.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Kanye's Kanye's up there. Travis is another one. Travis Scott.
I don't know about that one either. Yeah.
I know.
All the Kardashians have.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
Facts.
Listen, love the Kardashians. I like the Kardashians, but
I'm dead.
They done messed up some folks sometimes.
Then J. Cole. We'll go somewhere more wholesome. J. Cole.
Okay.
Lil Wayne, and then probably be. I have to throw him in here because like when I was in middle school, that was like he like shaped my rapping ability. Hobson. Super underground artist, like super underground. Like there was a phase in my life where he was like one of the only few people I listened to, and I was like, mumble rap is trash. Anything that's not spiritual, lyrical, miracle is trash.
Spiritual, lyrical, miracle.
Yeah, like if it wasn't a like fast rap where they hella syllables and all that, I wasn't rocking with it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's
gonna be the title. Spiritual, lyrical,
miracle. That's perfect.
All right. We done.
Yeah, in my umbilical. Yeah, like that's literally. So it was like, bro, there was a point in time where it was like, bro, don't pass me the aux, bro. I was trash. I was like, nah.
You would not be getting
don't pass me the aux. Yeah, the aux was trash. You know what? I would take Hobson and I forgot what and Wayne out.
Okay.
They're probably gonna kill me for that. But take Hobson and Wayne out of the top 5, and I'll probably put Bryson.
Okay.
And Tory Lanez.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's your top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5. Dang, now you got me thinking. What's my top 5? Okay.
They're gonna kill me. They're gonna be like, why I heard a Christian artist in there, bro, guys.
Listen.
I wasn't always a Christian, bro.
You have to like listen to Christian artists to get inspiration for your music.
Hey, listen, I didn't grow up on Christian artists.
Listen, that's
what it is.
You can get inspiration from anything. I'm just saying, like that's just real. That's what I think. Like it doesn't have to be specifically from a Christian artist. Yeah. There we go. Mm-hmm. My top 5, I would say. Actually, an artist that I wanted to work with that she's kind of dope. Her name it's Cassandra, but it's not. She spells it weird.
CSNDRA. Yeah, oh yeah, that's the homie. Yeah.
She has a song out called Dímelo. Love that song. The remix version.
Yeah.
Dope. Y'all gotta check it out. Anyways, that's side note. So Cassandra, I get inspiration from her because like she's pretty cool.
Yeah, she's dope.
She's dope. I'd say another artist I get inspiration from, Ariana Grande.
Nice.
I do. I like her sound. I like how she like creates, and I know Which is gonna be funny because people are gonna hear this and gonna be like, "You hated on her newest album just a couple days ago," and
That's
I'm gonna
funny.
be like, "I did hate on her album, but I still like Ariana
And
Grande."
you could love somebody and critique them.
Like for real, I love Ariana Grande. I would say Lainey. Lainey's up there.
Laney. Okay.
Lainey, he's kind of well, it's a band. The band is Lainey. I would say Avery Lynch, love her.
Okay.
Last one would be maybe SZA.
SZA, that's a good choice.
SZA.
SZA's a good choice.
SZA's a vibe. Yeah.
It's funny because like half that list, I was like,
that's what I'm saying.
Like, I think I know
you.
3 out of those.
Yeah, because the other 2 are like chill underground, like you wouldn't know them. Yeah, because
I know Cassandra, I know SZA, and I know there you go.
The other 2 are like they're like
Super.
really chill underground, like kind of like indie-ish, kind of, not really, but like underground. You wouldn't know them. But
right.
How do you go about your creative process when writing music?
Okay, so I don't write. I create as I go.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of like writing, but it's a different way of writing. So I turn on my put on my setup. I'll pick a beat. I'm not a person, I can't write without a beat. I know some people, they write and then they'll find a beat that matches what they're writing. I'm not that person. Yeah. I need to feel a vibe. But the thing is with me, I tend to know the feeling I'm going for. So when I know the feeling I'm going for, I'll pick production based on that. When I say I don't write prior. Like, so while I'm in the studio, I'll come up with 4 bars off top, like 4 lines. Yeah. And then I'll like write it down just so I don't, forget it. Or if I want to change anything, I could make an adjustment. And plus it's easier for me because I need the lyrics for later. Yeah. And I would like to go back to listen to a song and then I freestyle and then write everything down. It's going to be annoying. Every 4 bars, I switch up my cadence and my flow. So I try not to, unless the song calls for it, I try not to stay in the same cadence the whole song.
What do you like to write more? Hype songs or chill songs?
Vibey songs? I like the introspective stuff because it challenges me to think more. But I like making the hype stuff a little more because it's challenging. The challenge I give myself is, how can I make this song like lit but impactful at the same time? But yeah, the hype. I'm proud of the hype stuff because I know like there's value in the hype stuff. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like I could go the route of like, okay, let me just make this turn up for the sake of turn up. You know what I mean? So that I would say that's the fun stuff. When
I used to write, I used to love writing more slower and like vibey R&B type stuff. That was like my thing. I don't know, something about it just made me feel like I felt like I was speaking. And that's what I want to do, is I want to speak to somebody. It felt like I was having this type of conversation through a song. And that's what I wanted to do. I just loved being able to tell somebody what I couldn't say through a conversation, but through music. Yeah. I felt like the music was helping me release something, but it was soothing. The music was soothing, so I was able to say it better with the music behind me. Yeah. Yeah. Talking isn't always easy for me. Yeah. But whenever I had music behind me, I'm able to be like, okay, so hear me out. Let me speak it a little bit better.
That's real.
I don't know if this is easy. I don't know if this is like for you. I was telling this to my friend the other day. I speak through songs. Yeah. So like if there's something that I need to say to you, I can find a song that can say the exact words that I can't say. Yeah. But this song says everything that I need you to hear. Yeah. Because they're saying what I need to say, but I can't say it, but they have the words in the song that I need you to hear.
No, that's real. It's funny. Like I think I get more vulnerable on my songs than I do like through conversations with my friends. Yeah, like there's plenty of times where my fiance has heard me like make a song, and she's like, "Oh, word?" like really? You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's not because I'm like hiding anything or I'm scared to like wear stuff on my sleeve. It's just like I felt like I don't know. It's something about making music that brings like the vulnerability out of you.
It's so true. Like I feel like it's it's literally the music. Like it calms your spirit. Yeah. And it calms like your thought process, your spirit, everything about you, to just be like, let it out. Yeah. Like just let it out.
No, legit. Like whether it's like a heavy topic or it's like a love song. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, like I have a song on the project that's coming up called Hit List, and um it's so the thing is with the song, it's like it's R&B more or less, but there's like a section where I'm rapping a little bit, and bro, like the thing about that section is like I'm almost like I'm talking about how I usually feel about love today in our culture. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like some of the stuff I say in there is like, you know, we don't sing about love anymore.
No.
You know, and that like we rather toxic relationships because they seem to be more interesting in our minds today, which is trauma.
Yeah.
That's trauma, baby. If you're with somebody who's toxic because you think it's boring in a regular relationship, that's toxic. You need therapy. So, but like
unusual chatter.
Facts.
It's good deep.
Having a song allows me to kind of like, okay, you know what? This is what my mind thinks about this,
Wow.
and this is how I feel about this, and maybe even this is how what God's put on my heart. Like, let me express this in a way that like you guys could really feel what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I completely agree with that. Like, I'm the exact same way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's probably why people journal.
Yeah.
I've never journaled, but you know, I guess that's why people journal.
It's so true. Journaling really does help a lot. Like I started recently doing that, and it's opened my eyes up to so much, man. Like, cause the way that I journal is different. Like I journal differently than I guess most people.
Yeah.
Long story. Anyway, but I
Yeah.
journal differently than most people.
Right.
Like I have like a question card thing that I do, and it's a lot easier because like it basically asks me a question and I answer the question through the journal.
Yeah.
And it's opened my eyes up to so much because it's like, dang, like I didn't realize that I needed to heal from this, or I needed to answer this question, or I didn't know this about myself.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, dang, Nikki, like you getting deep today, okay, girl. I'm like, all right, but no, journaling is something I highly recommend, and something that people have recommended to me for years.
Yeah.
And I've been like, I'm gonna journal, sure.
Yeah.
And then I never did it. And then finally I started doing it, and I was like,
it's been impactful. Hey.
I should have been doing this a while ago.
Yeah. Like, because I mean, the closest thing to journaling I do is like, I do have a journal, but the closest thing I do is like when I'm like studying the word or something like that, I'll kind of put my thoughts in there too. But that's the closest thing to it. Like if we're talking about how I feel in this current season, stuff like that, I don't. You're the podcaster here, but I want to ask you, like, how do you feel about like therapy?
Therapy. Oh, I've been asked this question before, and my answer is always I highly recommend it. Mm-hmm. Highly recommend it. I think therapy should be something that everybody does, just because everybody goes through a lot in their life, and my friends are here are gonna laugh because your friends are your friends.
Yeah.
So they're going to be biased.
Yes,
so let me say it like that.
Right.
And your family is your family, so they're going to be biased.
Yep.
But your therapist is not, because they don't know you like that. So you can just be honest with them, be open with them. So I highly recommend being with a therapist and being open with your therapist about everything. Yeah. And it's hard for me because there's times where I don't want to tell her like, darn, like there's some deep stuff I don't want to talk about today, but she's like, listen, if you don't talk about it now or talk about it with somebody, especially with your therapist, with me, like who are you gonna talk about it with? Especially obviously God. 100% talk about it with God, pray about it. But like, who are you gonna talk about it with? You're gonna just be dealing with it on in your head by yourself. With God, of course, but you're gonna be dealing with it by yourself. You need somebody on your side. You need somebody to vent to, talk to. And I'm like, dang, like you're right, because certain things you don't need to be talking about it with your friends and your family and stuff like that. There's just certain things that they don't understand, like what a therapist can help you through. So I highly recommend therapy.
So you like, I have a weird relationship with therapy, not because like I'm against it or anything.
No.
I encourage it actually. I think I just told him to go to therapy, but like I think I encourage it too. It's just so therapy for myself, because I've spoken to my fiance about this, like you know what I'm saying. It's kind of a weird place for me specifically because, and not trying to make it seem like I'm all knowing or whatever, but I'm pretty good at self-evaluation. Like I'm good at looking at myself from an unbiased standpoint. Like I'm not a person where it's like, yo, like, oh no, but this is okay because like you have a reason for it or whatever. Like I'm pretty good at being like, nah, bro, you sucked for that. Like that was terrible.
No,
You know
I
what I'm saying?
100% agree.
So like for me, I've always been like, yo, I've been able to solve
Your problems and be like,
and be a better person. Like I get better every day, every week, every month because I'm a person where I can say, hey, yo, you gotta fix, like, this is not okay.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And I'm also a person where if there's something that's been continuing for like years, I'm like, all right, bro, like something's here and we got to get to that.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So maybe I'm just a therapist and I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? Maybe there's that. But it's also like, you know, because I have a friend, shout out to Jay. I have a friend, he's in the mental health field right now. And, you know, he gave a perspective too where it's just like, yo, you just don't know what you don't know. And so like there might be things that you just, I mean, it's hard to look at yourself
yeah,
all completely
yeah.
as a whole because you're always going to have a soft spot for yourself or a hard spot for yourself, however you look at it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like there's always just a level of, hey, you might not have like anything super outstanding that's crazy, but it's like it might be little things, little trails of things that, yo, that's probably why you can't get over this,
Yeah.
or why you can't deal with this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think we've turned therapy into like a Band-Aid, and it's like I think people forget to, like, part of therapy is therapy doesn't fix your problems. It just helps you figure out what they are.
Yeah.
My thing was always when I speak to my fiance, like my thing was always like me and her are very like problem solving oriented people.
Mm-hmm.
So we're like, okay, well, in order for us to solve a problem, we got to find it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so like that's always how we operated. So I just think it's funny. Like I as much as people like, oh yeah, therapy's for everybody, I've always just been like, I just haven't felt the need to go. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not against it either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, that's what I'm saying. I'm just in a weird space with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I was like, I love asking people about how they feel about it because I get pretty much two answers. Your answer or like the like it's okay, like, you know what I'm saying? It's all right, like, you know, but also, I feel like those people who tell me it's all right is like they had a bad therapist, and that happens too. So
I feel like the problem is that the same thing with you, like what you were saying with you feel like you know what's wrong, and that the same thing goes for me. Like I feel like I know what the problem is, but then I don't do anything to solve the problem.
Right.
So then I'm still stuck in this problem. Therapy is what's the word I'm looking for?
Like another level of accountability. Maybe?
Yes, therapy is like you're supposed to go and it gives you like the help to find out what your problem is. And you're right, it's not the problem solver.
Yeah.
It's supposed to help you find out the problem, but you're supposed to do the work to solve the problem.
Yeah.
That's my problem too. Is I don't do the work to help solve the problem.
Yeah.
Because that's where I have the problems. I don't know how to do the work to solve the problem.
I think when your community doesn't accept the foolishness, it's a little bit more for you to like, all right, bro, like even my people are like, I'm wilding, so I gotta check that.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just another aside. But yeah, no, I agree. It's just I think you know, people have looked at therapy in a weird way where it's like, oh, if you can't figure it out, well, if you have a problem, go to therapy. I think but like if you're not ready to like actually deal with the problem, because I think that's the other part too. You have to make the decision that, yo, I'm gonna go there and let this person ask me the hard questions and get to it, but I gotta go there to get these answers because I'm willing to fix it.
Yeah. So what's life teaching you right now?
Save your money. I'm that, but like no. I mean, right now, really, I've been learning to use what's in my hands. I think a lot of us look at God or our situation and we're like, oh, I don't have this. I wish I had that. I wish I was in this circumstance, or I wish I had this relationship, or whatever. And it's kind of grounded and rooted in a bit of ungratefulness. You know what I'm saying? Because what we have, like, I'm a firm believer now I'm a firm believer that we have what we need at all times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow because some people are negative right now. They're looking at their bank account like, bro, I don't got it, bro. And like, trust, I'm not rich neither. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had an emergency. Me and my fiance had an emergency recently, where, bro, it cost a lot of money, bro. In that situation, it was hard because I had plans. I had things to invest in. I had, whatever. And so did she. And so it pushed back a lot of stuff we were doing. And, it was quick for me to, and I ain't gonna lie to you, we almost looked like we weren't going to be able to take care of it. And I kind of wanted to look, the instinct was I wanted to look at God and be like, God, bro, like, seriously, like, bro, what's up with you? Like, you know what I'm saying? I thought this is what you wanted us to do. But instead of that, I trusted him. And, I was like, yo, I know you. And if this is what your word is, then I know you're going to make a way. And he did. What I'm learning is with that, whether it be with my career or my job or things like that, like, don't worry about, how things are going to get paid, how things are going to get taken care of, how this career is going to go where and what. Like, I've really gotten to a place now where I'm like, bro, I have no control over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I do have control over is being a good steward of my job. You know what I'm saying? Being a good steward of my artistry, right? Like, am I putting in the work? Am I writing consistently? Mm-hmm. Am I expanding my craft? Am I having meetings with people I need? My team, trying to figure things out, expanding my team. Is my fiance happy? Am I doing those things? Like, those things that are in my hand right now, those are the things that I have to pay attention to. Long story short, what I'm learning is, bro, like, just what's in your hands right now is where you gotta focus. Yeah. And it's what God has you, because he has you there in that moment for a reason. Yeah. And it's not only just for yourself. It's for other people who are in that season with you, right? Because I believe any testimony we have throughout our life is going to be used to impact other people. So that's just what I'm learning right now.
What's one goal you're going after right now?
A house, bro. Like, I want somewhere to live, bro. But like, no, I'm really, like, I'm excited about just in the next few months I'm gonna actually be a husband, and like, so it's a huge transition for me. Yeah. But that's one of, like, the biggest goals for me, the most important goals to me. And then, like, after that, like, I want to do my first tour. You know what I'm saying? And we spoke a little bit about it behind the scenes, but I want to do my first tour.
How do you plan on achieving those goals?
Which one, tour or marriage?
Both.
Okay, so marriage is just, like, pretty much at this point, me and Jamie we're talking, we're committing to, like, getting our finances together, and then, like, we're dead set on staying here, like, South Florida. So, because we believe that God is doing things here that he needs us here for. So, there's that. In regards to tour, we're planning that right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, me and my team are getting together. We're figuring out what it's going to take to make it work. And that's really it. We're kind of taking it step by step. We're not trying to rush anything. You know what I'm saying? Because like, look, if it happens next year, it happens next year. If we got to push it back, we push it back. It's just, we're trying to take our time to do things correctly, because we want to give people an experience that they can't get anywhere else. Yeah. Not just, you come to our show and if you buy VIP, you get a Q&A and a picture. Like, we want more than that. You know what I'm saying? I think it's easy to make music about us or whatever, our career about us, but it's like, we always want to try to keep our eyes focused on what the Lord wants. And so, like, we want more of that, and we want to bring that kind of energy wherever we go.
What keeps you grounded and stress-free?
Grounded and stress-free. Honestly, bro, I just don't care about much, bro. Like, it sounds crazy, but like, I try to keep what I care about to a minimum. Mm-hmm. Like, I think people get too invested on what's going on online and what's going on everywhere else, and it's like, bro, literally my mindset is solely on my friends, my family, my fiance, and my career, and the people I'm trying to impact. I try to take critique with a grain of salt, bro. I try not to get too high or get too low. Like, I forget who said this. I feel like it was Lecrae or something. But there's this quote where it says, like, no human is supposed to get that much praise, as well as no human is meant to get that much hate. So you got to keep yourself leveled, because obviously the more praise you get, it's easier to have a bigger ego and pride. Whereas the more hate you get, it's easier to be, have self-doubt and low self-esteem. Mm-hmm. So I try to stay somewhere in the center where I appreciate the people who spend the time to listen to me or support me. Yeah. But, I also, those people who are critiquing me or saying bad things about me or whatever the case may be, I look in what they're saying and see what's true, and then look into what the people who are just talking and being negative, and I filter those things, and then I try to keep myself centered, and I appreciate both. Yeah.
Well, Kamar, thank you so much for joining Unusual Chatter podcast, episode number 10. We did it.
Big 10.
Yes, the Big 10, the double digit. We made it.
Facts.
All right. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us. We had an amazing episode with you. It was so much fun talking to you and just having fun.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, for sure. Till then, we hope you guys check out episodes number 1 through 9. Stay blessed, don't stress, and we'll see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace out.